What's up, Tea Tribe? This is Alyssa Amoroso, aka Publyssity, who is ready to spill the tea. Because this is Tea with Publyssity. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Tea with Publyssity, presented by my favorite tequila, Hard Seltzer, Mamitas. Mamitas is a hard seltzer made with real tequila. My favorite is the Paloma flavor. So freaking good. It's only 95 calories with a 5% ABV, so you know it will get the job done, especially now that spring is coming to an end and summer is just on the horizon. I guess spring really isn't coming to an end, but for me, summer just feels so around the corner because my sister and I were talking about, like, we stock up the boat in the summer, and she was like asking what we were going to stock it with, and I was like, I'm bringing the Mamitas because they're literally my new favorite canned beverage. They come in 4 flavors: mango, pineapple, Paloma, and lime, and you can get them in packs of 4 or variety packs of 8. It's mucho delicious. So be sure to follow them at Drink Mamitas and keep tagging me when you guys drink them, because I love that I am inspiring you guys to get on board with a little tequila bev. Okay, into the show. Hi, Mackenzie. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I started my Monday on a good foot because I got a blowout this morning, an at-home blowout. Let me specify. I used to partner with Glam Squad a lot, and they would give me like free credits towards getting treatments. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I haven't been doing it in so long because with the pandemic, like, obviously you're not really letting people into your home.
Right.
So like the at-home service thing was never really an option.
Yeah.
And then last night I was like, it's a Sunday. I like to be lazy on Sunday.
Oh,
you know?
100%. Like, maybe get a couple things done, but nothing serious.
Errands in the daylight. But
yes.
Once the sun sets.
Done. Watching TV.
So I was like, I was talking to my mom because she gets the struggle of doing our hair because we have such curly, thick, unruly hair.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mom, like, I'm dreading doing my hair. And she was like, I totally get it. Like, she was on the same page.
No, it's literally horrible.
And then I was like, you know what? Let me check to see if I have any credits left in my like Glam Squad app. And I did. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh my God, I'm booking an at-home blowout for tomorrow morning so I don't have to like focus on, because I had a doctor's appointment this morning. So I was like, then I don't have to like rush before the doctor. They could blow out my hair while I multitask and like do emails and whatever. And guys, like, treat yourself once in a blue moon. Like, the luxury of having them come to your house and do your hair, obviously it's like a crazy expense if you're just doing it all the time, but to do it like once, like, do it on your birthday.
Yeah
You know, like, it is just such a treat.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I always have to like have a reason for it, but you really don't. Like, just do it if you want.
Yeah, like if you have a busy week or if you're trying to save, I guess because it's expensive, so people like treat themselves to it.
Yeah, specific moments or times,
But it was so, oh my God, like my hair feels so clean. Mm-hmm. And I really liked the girl because she had curly hair, so she like knew how to tame my hair.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be having her back. But that was how I started my day. And honestly, great start to the week. I also bought some new makeup this weekend. Everyone sent in recommendations on my Instagram stories. And then I went to Sephora and bought all new makeup. And I just like, it just makes you feel good when you have like fresh hair, new makeup. You take a little time.
Yeah.
I just feel better. So the other thing that I'm like working on, and by the way, guys, if you're new here just tuning in, this is kind of how I start the episodes. I catch up on my life, but we will be jumping into an interview with Hannah and Paige from Summer House, and then we'll be jumping into my advice segment, and then I'll be spilling the tea on some relevant pop culture topics. But right now I need to tell you guys about me redecorating my bedroom because it's a saga. Did you see my Instagram stories last night?
I saw the whole thing.
I've never had like such crazy engagement because people love home decor. Like, we're getting towards that age where like you get older and everyone's like, okay, so are we on HGTV? Like, am I looking on Zillow?
Yeah.
Like, what is...
Yeah, you like start genuinely caring about like your things and how it looks.
Exactly. So when I first moved into my apartment in November, which isn't that long ago, I kept my room like super basic because I like minimal and I like it makes me feel relaxed when there's not a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
But since I've been working here, my room has been everything but minimal. It has been a pigsty. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I come home from work and I throw my clothes on the floor. Like, I just have too many clothes for my apartment.
Yeah.
Or any apartment for that matter.
Right. Like, I have a lot of clothes, but I can't imagine, like, as an influencer, like, you probably just have so much stuff.
I get rid of stuff. Well, not even that. Now it's the merch samples.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you get it blank, right?
And then send me blanks in 2 sizes.
Yeah.
Then to see if I like the quality. Because, you know, guys, there's a process to, like, approving stuff.
Right. Like, you want to see how it fits first, everything, etc.
So then if I don't like it, then they'll send me another one. Then they send me one with the logo on it. Like,
yeah.
I now have so many sweatshirts and sweatpants, and my building actually has a donation box in it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's actually so awesome.
Yeah, so yesterday I did 2 garbage bags full of like sweatpants to donate.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not going to hold on to this. It's getting ridiculous.
Right. If it's just, I saw a thing too, if like you have like leftover Amazon boxes or whatever, you can like put clothes in it and Amazon gives you a free shipping label, and it just like they take it and they'll like donate it for you.
What? I
yeah,
never knew
I actually
that.
saw it on TikTok. I don't know the exact details, and I've never done it. And yeah, you just like, if you have extra boxes, you just put it in, you print the label on Amazon, and then they'll like donate it for you.
Wait, that's amazing. And you know what else I saw on TikTok? That if your Lululemon leggings have like, if they're pilly, you know how they get that way?
Yeah.
You could bring them back to Lulu and they'll replace them.
Oh, really?
And like, people are taking leggings that are like 5 years old and they'll replace
them.
them.
Oh, really? Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Like, you could take your old ones and they'll give you a complete new one.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
I feel like TikTok just like outs brands for all these like offerings that they have.
It really does. I literally have so many TikToks that are like, I add to my favorites so I can go back and be like, okay, that's a good trick.
I wish you could put favorites on TikToks in categories, like recipes.
Yes. Because I have some that are like jokes that I want to send to my friends, but I'm like, it's like 2 a.m. and I'm seeing it, so I don't want to text them now, and then I forget, and then it's also like half jokes, half like Amazon products, workout clothes, or like cooking, like
things
ingredients
you want to buy.
Right, exactly. That actually is very smart.
I do the exact same thing. It's like stuff I want to send people, but I'm like, okay, I already sent them 5 today.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
I need to chill.
Yeah.
So anyway, my room was always like pretty plain, and I'd been going back and forth about art or no art. I find art super hard to land on. And I want this anthropology mirror. You guys know the mirror. I've done it in that TikTok series that I do, the shit influencers are obsessed with. I like joked about how everyone's obsessed with this mirror, because we are. Like, we all love this mirror. You know it, the gold one. It's huge. It's 5 feet by 7 feet. It's so expensive. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I found it on Facebook Marketplace. And basically, if you order it on their website, you have to pay a $200 shipping fee anyway.
Oh my God.
It's crazy because it's so big.
Right.
So I found it on Facebook Marketplace, discounted a few $100s, and then I priced a mover. Like, there's these movers that I found that move one item. Like, they're no, so say you're picking up like a refrigerator from someone or a whatever.
Yeah.
They'll do it for you.
Oh, okay.
So I found these great movers, and they quoted me $150, which is even cheaper than what the website shipping would be.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get the mirror. I'm going back and forth with the girl. I keep asking her for her address. We're going back and forth. Guys, I'm supposed to pick up the mirror tomorrow, Tuesday, when this airs. I don't know. I think she might be ghosting me.
Oh my gosh. I saw you tweeted about it this morning.
I'm devastated.
And I was like, oh no.
So tomorrow, Tuesday, when this comes out, check my Instagram stories. If I have the mirror in my possession, you know I'm one happy girl. If not, I'm devastated because the mirror is back ordered 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
So if I don't get it from her, then there's kind of like no point in getting it, because I don't know. I feel like 3 months is so ridiculous.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's like,
and then I have to pay full price. Like, it's going to come out to be so much more money. Like, I found the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And she's being a stickler because she's like, well, someone offered me $100 more. Oh. I'm like, come on. Like, we've been going back and forth. You agreed on the price.
Right.
Like, I got the movers. Like, just give me the info and let's get this thing done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if she already agreed on it, that's...
I know, but it's so easy to ghost someone when you don't have to
like,
ever see them again.
Has
So guys, I'm stressed about that. Another life update. I re-downloaded dating apps last week. I can't remember if I spoke about this on the podcast. I mean, it's not really going swimmingly. I'm kind of being like reactive versus proactive. So like if someone likes me, then I respond.
Yeah.
And there was one guy that messaged me. I posted it on the Tea with Publyssity page, and he was like, high on Percocets. He's like, hey, what's up? I just got back surgery. Like so many typos, not making sense. Right. I was like, you good?
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, like I'm drugged up.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
okay.
Like, why are you sending messages on dating apps then?
And then normally I wouldn't answer, but I was like quite the first impression. And it's so easy to just be like, haha, yeah, sorry. He said something else weird. I'm like, this dude's just not with it.
Yeah,
so I gave up on that.
No.
Then this other guy messaged me yesterday and like, it couldn't be more boring. He's like, hey.
Right, yeah. You have to start with a joke or something interesting and not just like, hey, what's up? Like, everyone says that.
He's also a casting producer, so you would think that he would be like really good at conversation.
Right,
because they have to try to pull conversation out of people.
Interviews people, essentially.
Exactly. Oh. So I'm going to read you guys our conversation because I just need you to know how dry it is out there. He said, oh, hey. I said, hey, how are you? He said, good. You? I said, doing well, just hanging out, enjoying my Sunday. He said, it went too fast with a sad face. And I said, yep, back on the grind, unfortunately. But at least we have a week of good weather to look forward to. Like, I'm literally talking about the weather because he just gave me nothing.
Right, yeah. What else are you supposed to say?
This shit stresses me out. Okay, and then before I get into the interview with Hannah and Paige from Summer House, I am just background to you guys. I've known both of them for many years before they were on the show. I knew Hannah when she worked at Betches. We met at like a mutual friend's birthday, and I met Paige through an old publicist I used to work for. She like set us up on like a coffee date, and then we connected through Instagram. So like I met both of them before they ever started the show, which is just funny. I love them both equally, but I'm probably closer with Hannah in terms of the fact that I've spent more personal time with her. Like we've did New Year's together in a house. Like we've spent extended periods of time together. And when I saw them when they came in for this interview, it was my first time seeing them in like a year and a half. And we only had a half hour, and there was so much I wanted to ask them and so much I wanted to catch up on that I didn't have a chance to do. So I'm gonna have to like either do a part 2 with them. But then Hannah was like, she basically was like, call me. And then when I left work, I noticed my phone was ringing, and she actually called me, and we wound up going out to dinner later that night. Got to finally like sit down for 3 hours and like actually debrief and like talk about things like in depth without microphones and cameras. And I know that's kind of a tease, but this is all I'll say because I know that Hannah's gotten a lot of hate this past season, and all I'm going to say is it's like any show. It's like The Bachelor, where like there's always going to be a villain edit, and there's always going to be stuff that's like sliced and diced and taken out of context. Right. So just think about that as you guys watch shows. And I've just seen really like mean online bullying towards her. There's this girl on TikTok who does like celebrity news. Yeah. I don't even know her name, to be honest, but she comes up on my For You page, and she keeps doing, like, I Hate Hannah TikToks. What? And I'm just like, could you relax? Yeah. Like, you don't know the situation. And or even if you did, like, I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, you guys know I comment on celebrity news and pop culture, but I try not to be mean. Like, I don't like people that comment on that stuff only to bring a negative take.
Right. Like, they're just people, too.
Yeah, I just find it so off-putting when celebrity news reporters are just nasty. Yeah. Because that's not what a real journalist would do. A journalist would give a well-rounded,
explanation. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So just be nice to people. Obviously, like in the Tea Tribe Facebook group, we could have open conversations and have differing views, but I'm not saying we all have to like kumbaya and get along. I'm just saying when you're publicly commenting on stuff.
Right. Like everyone can have an opinion, but you don't have to be like brutally awfully mean about it when you don't even know the person.
Exactly.
And it's like television. So
yeah, and I just feel bad because like you know, you guys know I always talk about mental health. So anyway, I'm going to get into the interview with both of them. It's kind of funny because when you're interviewing friends, like you want to ask the hard-hitting questions, but you also want to respect their boundaries. But like, I didn't hold back. I asked everything that I'd been wondering, and I was honest. So here is the interview. But first, I do want to tell you guys quickly about Kendra Scott, which is a brand that I have been wearing and gifting and using for probably 5 to 6 years at this point. Like, I've so much Kendra Scott jewelry. And if you are looking for a gift for your mom for Mother's Day, shop the #1 gifting destination, Kendra Scott. Their jewelry is beautifully crafted and it gives back. You can get things engraved. You can customize birthstones, different colors, different diamonds. You can customize it basically to exactly what your mom wants. So let her know that she wears life beautifully. She wears it like a mom. The promotion is live through May 7th, and you can get 20% off by using code Publyssity. You guys know how to spell it by now. Publyssity. Exclusions apply. Again, that's 20% off using code Publyssity through May 7th. Okay, guys, here's the interview. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I am here with Hannah and Paige. We are catching up off air because I haven't seen them in probably 2 years. It's been ridiculous.
How long is the pandemic?
No, I feel like it's been so long.
I was in your apartment in Fidei when you first moved it. No.
Yeah,
before you
so
moved
probably
out.
a year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys.
That
so much
seems
is
crazy.
Changed. Okay, I want to start off by asking, how's your mental health? Because last night was a lot. And now you're doing press, and I'm like, they're super women for going off of a finale to doing press all day. So how are you? Let's check in.
You know what's crazy is talking to other people who are on Bravo, who have been on for longer than us. I would talk to them and they'd be like, oh, well, I haven't seen an episode since my 3rd season. And I'm like, that's crazy. How could you not want to watch yourself on TV? Now I get it.
Yeah.
We don't watch them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Because now that I work here, I don't watch one thing I'm in. Except my own show.
Because it's just I lived it. I know what happened. I know how I felt in the moment. I don't need a new view on it because I know what my view was then. Why
you know
relive
your
it?
Truth.
Yeah, I know my truth.
Yeah. Okay, Hannah, how are you? Because
not okay.
If you see her on the George Washington, don't be alarmed.
So I actually, my stand-up tour got canceled.
Yeah.
So I was a little down about that before we were filming, and comedy just started last night, and I was really happy about I had my first set, 10 minutes, and try to remember all my jokes, which were all about me being single. Now I have to come up with new shit. But I finished it, and I was like, oh, this is real life, being with real people and not living in this internet world. And I called this girl who helps us with Giggly Squad, and I'm like, can I just give you my Instagram password and you just monitor shit, and I'll tell you if I need to post something, because I'm kind of happier away from the virtual reality right now. Yeah. And it's hard because if I want to be successful in this industry, I have to be able to take blows and ride waves. But when you're in it, it can feel really heavy.
Oh, it's disgusting. It makes you feel so
No,
low.
I have people messaging my grandma about me.
Nana, don't bring Nana into
Nana,
this.
No one's grandma should
Nana called me and she's like, someone's saying that they think, you're annoying or something. And I just told her that she's a beautiful soul, and I don't know why you're yelling at my granddaughter.
Wait. I had someone tell me one time, if you were walking down the street and someone yelled to you, hey, I fucking hate you, you would turn and be like, that person's crazy. But on the internet, that's the same thing. It's just harder for us to be that person's nuts, you know? But also, you really have to.
We're all in media to an extent. We all have podcasts, and we know there's clickbaity stuff, and you always go for what's the most dramatic thing. An article came out last week saying that Paige and our friendship is over and it's deteriorated, and I was like, oh my God, do I have to text this girl? I was texting her 5 minutes ago.
Are we fighting?
I was texting her 5 minutes ago, but do I have to text her again and be like, did something happen the last 2 minutes?
I wish you did. Hey, just checking in here. Are we still friends?
Just send her the link and be like, do you have something to tell me?
Let's fucking fight. right fucking now.
Well, I actually texted Hannah like a week or two ago just being like,
oh, you sent me the nicest text.
I was just like, I'm thinking of you. I know it's been hard because I just try to put myself in someone else's position. I'm like, if the entire internet was coming at me, what would I want people to do?
The entire internet's not coming at you. Don't get that in your head.
Feel.
God damn it, Alyssa.
No, but that's how you feel.
Paige and I go, is it bad? She's like, no. Oh my God, you're fine.
But
you were talking about Demi Lovato's
right?
sugar-free froyo. You're fine.
But you know what I mean. When you're in it, that's how you feel. You're like,
yeah.
everyone hates me. My world's over.
I saw something yesterday. Someone wrote something like really mean. And 700 people liked it. And I was like, oh my God.
Your engagement is wild. Congratulations.
I actually said this to Alex Cooper.
Yeah.
I go, Alex, when I get really down on myself, I look at your podcast reviews and it makes me feel better because you're so incredible and that people think this stuff about you. I go, oh, I guess maybe I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's so true. The people, someone said this and it's like profound. They were like, maybe it was like one of you on a podcast. They're like, when you're soaring at your highest, people hate you the most. Maybe, was it Des? Maybe. I feel like I got this from
so side note, people like, Des is a very successful comedian in Europe. He should not have gone on the show. It was not good for him. He literally did it because we were like falling madly in love for each other, and I begged him. And he was like, when I was my most successful in Ireland, like this article came out of like
it was
most
Des.
most hated comedians in Ireland, and he's like, when I was making the most money, I was the most hated. And I'm like, I don't feel better, but thank you.
Yeah. No, but it's so true. People want to tear you down.
Well, I do think I've had these interviews where people are like, so people loved you. And now, and I'm like, now what? What? And it's like as if I've changed so much in like the couple months between.
Yeah. But it's also like, it's a TV show. Everyone chill the fuck
But
out.
also it makes me realize how much people love to build women up as like confident, amazing, funny, smart, and then be like, and now let's show this evil side to her.
It's so true.
And she's just crazy with daddy issues.
I have a lot of questions that are like kind of random that are just like my thoughts that I get like listening to Giggly Squad and watching the show and hearing people's feedback.
Thanks for listening to Giggly.
Oh, yeah, love it. Feel like I'm hanging out with my friends. And okay, so my first note here is Sonia and Ramona. The way you two need to share a room reminds me of them on every trip being like, we need to share the room.
We feed off of each other's energy.
It is a lion's den. And I don't want to get into astrology, but there's a lot of Leos in the house. I'm a Leo. Yeah. Amanda's a Leo. Lindsay's a Leo. Kyle's a Leo.
Oh,
wow, that just explained our season.
Yeah.
So Paige and I like find safety with each other, and like when you go to sleep at night, it's like a sleepover where after the whole crazy day, we just turn to each other, it's a little pillow talk, and we go, "What the fuck was that?"
You know when Ramona sent that text to was it Dorinda? Like some crazy insane text or something, and Sonia was sitting in the bed and like everyone was coming in like yelling at Ramona, and Sonia was just like, I mean, I don't know, like I'm just here, but like I kind of agree, but like I don't know. That literally is our friendship.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, if they did like a trip, you two would be like, we're gonna get the best room because we're rooming together. Like
we tried to get the best room,
even though you don't.
We got shut down. We got put in the basement. That actually was a gym.
Not only did we not get the best room, we got shunned to the third floor where they were like, you guys will be fine in here with no windows. And we were like, I don't know if we will be though.
It's pitch. There's like barely any windows.
Can't tell what time it is.
Can't tell time.
We're always in bed.
No, it looks far.
We don't.
You could tell it's far.
It takes far. It's like 6 flights of stairs to even get to the kitchen. So that's why I was like, I'm not messing up the kitchen. I don't even know where the kitchen is. But also, we don't have a desk, so like we're working in bed.
Also, we don't need desks for our jobs anyway.
Also, if I had a desk, I would still be in bed. I don't know why.
I agree.
I tried. We didn't have a desk.
I'm using it as an
excuse.
excuse.
If there was one, I would have never sat.
But I went to my sister's the other day, and she has like a desktop on her kitchen table because everyone's working from home. And I looked at her, and I was like, you know, even if I didn't like start working back in the office, I still wouldn't have a desktop computer. Like I don't need that for what I do.
No. Also, Alyssa, it's so funny. Like we both have podcasts, and they made it like I never recorded a podcast. I'm like, I'm pretty sure if you look at the dates, they were going out. Someone was editing them.
Like hello, this has been out for a while. Okay, so I have another note here. Again, my notes are all over the place, but I have limited time.
That's how my mind works.
I want my thoughts to just.
We love chaotic energy.
Like anything organized.
Okay, so I made a TikTok, Hannah. I'm not sure if you saw it. I tagged you. Okay, guys. This is my mind-blowing moment that no one's fucking said, and it's driving me crazy. everyone's saying like you and Luke were nothing because you didn't have sex. It's like, well, then explain couples that save themselves for marriage, because I'm confused, because they're not having sex either, but they're still a fucking couple.
I mean,
just
Alyssa,
like
don't get me started.
having sex doesn't make a guy your boyfriend.
Thank you.
It's the same thing. Not having sex doesn't not make him your
Yes,
boyfriend.
why is no one saying that? I'm like, I don't get it. Like, you don't need to have sex to like be dating.
Alyssa, I mean, also I said, I mean, look at all the sexless marriages. Are they not married?
Yes.
No, but my thing is like he strategically did everything but sex so that like when the moment came when he was done playing with my emotions, he could be like, you're crazy. We didn't have sex. When it's like the way you fall for someone is them calling you every day, them pursuing you. I honestly think if you watch season 4, like you just kind of see the energy that it was and it stayed the whole time. And it was I was upset that I realized he was playing with my emotions, and I called him out, and I thought I was being a feminist icon. And then you watch it and you're like, oh, Hannah manipulated everyone to hate this guy who's just trying to find love.
Hannah couldn't manipulate herself out of a paper bag. If she was manipulative, don't you think that the season would have gone very differently for her?
Exactly. So let's clear some things up.
Yeah.
So I know, because I listened to Call Her Daddy, that you started dating Des. You had great sex in like a shower or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you just
How
because
romantic.
you're dating around, you were still talking to Luke. You were in this like, this is from my knowledge, this like emotional
It was a
relationship
year-long
with him.
emotional relationship.
Which is
a long time.
absolutely crazy.
And then
Craziness.
you go on to the show. Like, let's clear up the timeline. Like, you were single because you weren't dating, but that doesn't mean that you weren't still attached a little bit to Luke.
Well, Luke was calling me 2 to 3 times a day. So that's like, I've kind of felt like this emotional robot for him.
Also, when is it wrong to talk to multiple people?
That's what I'm saying.
So my thing is, from the very beginning, like, I never saw Luke as like this guy that I could marry.
Yeah.
But I didn't think, I just wanted to hook up, and then it turned into this like connection of like, we like really cared about each other and we're there for each other. And then, but in my head, I'm like, but he's not my person. I need to meet the guy for me. So like, I was talking to a football guy. I started talking to Des like 2 weeks before we got to the house, and I was talking to Luke. And I just felt like when I walked in and he didn't tell me about Sierra, and then Sierra was telling me he invited us both to meet his parents at the same time, I sat him down, actually not trying to be a big fight.
Yeah.
I thought I was just like, yo, what's going on? And then he was like, I don't even know you.
Yeah, I don't like you. We never were together. It's like,
And then that's when I started crying, because I was like, wait, you were the one person I like thought had my back in the house.
So you've been lying to me for a year? Like, I thought we were close.
And then what's wild is how it manifested to like all season, him dragging me, when after the first 2 weeks, like, me and Luke were good. Like, we did not have another fight. Sierra and I were not talking about him all the time. Like, we were talking about our own stuff. We had our own friendship that they really weren't showing in depth.
Do you think Luke is a narcissist? Loaded question.
I mean, the smear campaign after being called out on his stuff has been pretty brutal.
Yeah, because I was like, I had like a narcissist love interest during quarantine, and
I love how you laughed about it. This is good.
They're a fun time.
They're fun in the
For a
beginning.
few months.
The
and
love
I
bombing.
was Sierra. I was Sierra in the situation, whereas like I wasn't in too deep. So as soon as his other girl that he was seeing came to me and told me, oh, like the stories are overlapping, I was like, deuces, because you're not in too deep. And I feel like that's what she did. And people are kind of like, why is she like not giving him the time of day? He didn't do anything to her. And it's like, because she's a fucking smart girl. And the second the stories overlapped.
But it also, yes, that did happen. But she also knew him 2 years prior. And like had done a whole thing with him, so she was already knew his game, knew like everything about him.
Yeah, she was like,
she was the one.
Red flag.
So
she actually told me, she was like, Hannah, this is not good. And I'm like, you're okay. Like Paige had already been like, Hannah.
Yeah.
But like I had like made that up in my brain. You know, like I was just like, I have this instinct, but this is not right.
But the thing is, like, I never thought that he would push it to this weird like emotional thing where he was able to sleep with whoever he wanted, but I was always there for him. And I started to feel used. I started to feel weird, but I still was like, no, but we care about each other. So then when
he still cares
I was
about
just
me as a
upset
person.
when he says he loves me and all this stuff. So that's why I was just hurt. And it's funny because as people were talking about it, I'm like, wait, last season Lindsay got fingered by Carl once, and he invited a girl to the house, and she lost her damn mind, and everyone's like, yeah, Lindsay, tell him off. But like I was in this like 1 year fucked up emotional mess.
Yeah.
And I was proud of myself. And I also was not then going around bashing Luke. Like I want him to find love, just like not with me.
Do you think that your castmates / friends knew the extent of your relationship with Luke?
Like during,
after
the
did
summer?
Lindsay, Amanda, Kyle, did they know how much you were talking to Luke during like quarantine and stuff? Or maybe were they like, oh, this is kind of new news?
During quarantine, like Luke and I were going live all the time. Luke is commenting on our Instagram lives with hearts to like get attention.
True,
She
and
would,
you're
like,
posting
get off
pictures
FaceTime
together
with me to talk to him, and I was like, okay,
He'd call me every night at like 11, and then like during the day to give him updates of his day. Like we were this like weird situationship, and Paige and I joked.
But did they know?
Well, I don't know because like it's not my. I'm not going around manipulating people to think a type of way. Like I'm just living my life.
Yeah.
And I do think that it was easy for him to just be like, no, she's crazy. But I remember March 10th. Right before the pandemic. Do you remember we all got dinner together?
Yep.
And what happened at the end of dinner?
They went home together.
Like we left together. Luke was like, let's go. So like they knew what we were.
Yeah.
But they love the fact that then they were able to be like, and Hannah's crazy. And I do think it stems from season 4 where like, I think there was backlash with the Luke and I thing. So it was finally kind of like, see, Hannah's crazy. And you know what? Let's stop.
Bitch.
I am bitch.
I was just gonna say,
Don't you forget it.
Don't you forget it. But yeah, I just don't like the angle that like we all just love to be like the girl's crazy and she has daddy issues. Protect the man. And it's like at some point, can we grow up? It's 2020.
I know. So Paige, let's talk about your relationship issues. Okay, this is my question for you.
It.
Does Perry get offended when you say you've only been in love once?
I don't know. Haven't talked to him
This is
about
my
it.
burning question. Whenever I hear you say that on your podcast, I'm like, ugh.
I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that are like, what the fuck, Paige? I specifically remember you telling me you loved me.
Did you say who it was though?
Yeah,
It's
the
my
guy
high school
from high
boyfriend.
school.
Everyone knows that. I fucking love that guy.
Hey, call me.
Breadcrumbing for years now.
No, he's one of my really good friends. He has a girlfriend. It's fine. It's fine. We're over it. We're not. No, I don't know. Probably yes, because any normal person would be like, what an absolute
Whenever
bitch.
you say it, I'm like, knife in the heart.
But I loved Perry. Like I loved Perry I still love Perry as a person.
Yeah.
He was by far the best boyfriend I've ever had. Like never had to worry about anything. Like never had to look at his phone. Never even thought like, is he texting someone? Like nothing like that. I mean it in terms of like that love that you're like, if anyone walked in here, I don't give a shit because my boyfriend is so much better than all of them. Like gut punch in the stomach,
like you just know,
fireworks, like a different kind of love. And I feel like I've really only felt that one time in my life.
That makes sense. I remember though when you first started dating Perry, it was when you came on my old podcast and you were like head over heel, like you were infatuated with him.
Yeah, because like the first 3 months, I'm like,
yeah,
what size is my ring? You know, like what are we doing? And then you learn. My grandma used to say, you have to date someone all 4 seasons to really know their true personality.
Yeah.
And I feel like after the second season, like once we got into the fall, I was like, I don't know if this is for me, but I would obviously stayed. You know, like thinking.
Well, because when you love someone as a person, it's harder to break up with them because you're
So
like,
much harder.
nothing's happened and I love you so much, but like, I don't know if
and
you're
then you
my
feel
forever.
selfish being like, I want better.
Perry, breaking up with Perry was way harder than breaking up with any boyfriend who's ever cheated on me.
100%.
Like them, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But like him, I was like, wow, you're such a good person. You didn't do anything wrong. It really is me, not you.
You were in a lot of like distress and turmoil this season.
Yeah, I was.
Because you're like, am I letting such a nice guy walk away?
Yeah, I was like, am I fucking up my future? Like, is this my person?
And I do think there's the stigma of like, oh, being back single as if it's this failure. But instead it's like, no, you just haven't found the right person. You're not going to settle.
So true. And also like, fuck the previews for making us think that something happened with you and Carl.
I know.
Like
with Carl, it's also so annoying because Carl and I definitely got closer this summer. I talked to him the most about Perry and they just never showed any of it. I mean, there's so much footage, like they can't show everything.
It goes unseen.
But he was like one of the people that really like kind of convinced me like, dude, you don't have to be nervous to be single, or like, okay, maybe you don't get married until you're 35. Who gives a shit? And I was just like, you're fucking right.
I know Carl had actually like the hardest summer of his life, but we actually really didn't see that much of him.
Yeah.
You know, because maybe they were just giving him his space.
No, but I think he consciously was like, I'm going to take a step back with the petty drama.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He was just like, I don't have
And I was like,
capacity.
must be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jelly.
Meanwhile, Hannah's like throwing fists in like every scene.
Actually, I did not throw a drink. I did not get physical. I was the only one who, Paige and I stayed out of the physical fight.
Yeah,
It's above my pay
once
grade.
it gets physical, I'm like, you don't pay me enough for this bullshit.
So, like, is it awkward? Because obviously you two are best friends. Everyone knows you're best friends. Is it awkward navigating the friendships in the house? Paige, I feel like you specifically were put in, like, an uncomfortable like situation, but I think I would have navigated it similarly to you, because this is how I am. Like, if I think my friend is wrong, I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna just have their back till the end, but I won't also like speak out against them.
Right.
I feel like in some situations you were like, but I'm gonna have both people's backs. Like, how was it navigating
hard
that?
because like, look, it's not like high school where like two girlfriends get into a fight and you like pick a side.
Yeah,
or like
so
it's just
true.
like whatever. It's like we're adults, so like we can have friendships and like be friends with whoever we want to. And I really did get very close to Amanda last summer and then like into this year. So to see her cry, I would feel so badly. But then I was like, look, Hannah is also my best friend, and like you have to listen to like points that she has. It was frustrating for me because I would talk to both of them and I would 1,000% agree with them.
both
I would be like,
sides.
I totally get it. No, that's so valid. I understand that. You have to tell her that. And for whatever reason, they were just like missing each other. And
That's a good point.
a lot of Hannah's like anger wasn't even toward Amanda, but Amanda's a very sensitive person. Like, wears all of her emotions on her sleeve. Like, she couldn't understand that it had to do with Kyle.
Like, it wasn't
and
personal.
That, like, it wasn't personal, wasn't an attack toward her, even though, like, certain things came off that way. So it was really hard.
Well, it's also interesting when you throw a dude into the mix.
I've never fought with a dude like
I've
never fought with a
it's
fiance.
very hard. I've never fought with a guy like that either.
But normally you're not living with your friend's fiance.
Right.
That's the thing.
You're also not being filmed 24/7.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like
a science experiment.
Yeah, like the dynamic is like you're put in a place where you could fight with anyone in this house, and then you're fighting with someone's fiance, and it's uncomfortable because how are you? I don't blame Amanda either for being like, we can't necessarily have a friendship because I need to have his back.
Yeah.
Because I do get that. Like,
Yeah,
if someone
absolutely.
hated Des, you would probably be like,
fuck off.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But if Des was cursing them out, I'd probably be like, hey. But the thing is, if you look how Giggly Squad was created, it's Kyle cursing us out, literally saying, Hannah, go fuck yourself. And me just standing there. And Amanda dealt with the situation like, Kyle, please. Like, Kyle, stop. Calm down. And it was done in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But Amanda, that's not her job.
Right.
But
It
this was
isn't.
the first summer that Amanda was like, I have to have his back regardless what he says to you. And that's where I was like, I have to defend myself from disrespect.
which I get both sides. So
no,
I'm
it's
Paige,
hard.
I'm Switzerland.
It's hard because, and they're also such different people. Like, I have such different friendships with both of them.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm not giving one of you up. Like, you know,
like,
like I like
but
both
also,
of you.
but
Like,
also,
just leave
like,
me out of it.
I don't want to give Amanda up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah. Yeah.
Like, I have nothing. I mean, like, there's been stuff that went down, but like, I went into the summer saying, I've been cursed out before by certain men in this house. I've been bullied around, and I want to stand up for myself. And then watching it, like, you see a lot of my reactions, but you don't see what I was necessarily reacting to.
Do you think if there's a season next summer, what does that look like for you, Hannah specifically? Would you go back? If you were to go back, would Des go?
Oh, it's hard after watching the reactions with people. So like Des and I came in and like we hadn't seen each other for 5 weeks. We'd been like falling in love on the phone, and I just wanted my friends to be happy for me.
Yeah.
And side note, we did not have sex in the bathroom.
I know. I was gonna have you clear it up.
Just like Lindsay and Luke had sex in the trailer, we did not have sex in the bathroom. We were in there for 20 seconds. We wanted to go in places where there are no cameras. We joked about it, like, because he had known all the stuff that Kyle had said and our fights, and he was just kind of being like having my back. And it's a weird sense of humor.
Also, like, Des is a comedian. Like, he's funny. I feel like sometimes sarcasm on social media and TV doesn't translate.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
A lot of my
I
comedy
noticed that with
friends,
me.
And I will tell you something. A lot of the people that we live with do not understand certain sarcasm things. Like, I've said things before, and then I've been like, I'm not serious. I didn't actually mean that.
I noticed on TikTok, like, I'll make like our sarcastic thing. I'll be like, oh, living in New York sucks or something. And everyone will be like, you're not a New Yorker. I'm like, oh my God, I'm being
I
serious.
made a TikTok with those like 3 guys who were literally doing nothing, just like dancing, and I'm going, damn, whoa, that's lit. And people were like, what did
Wait,
these
I
peop-"
saw that.
People thought it was serious. They were like, wait, what are they doing? And people were like, they're like, am I missing something?
No.
And someone's like, the joke.
I was like, no, it's
You missed the joke.
hilarious because they're doing absolutely nothing. I saw that too.
That's the thing. Like, sarcasm does not translate. So
No.
I got Des's humor from listening to him
Oh my
on
God.
like your podcast.
People were like, how dare he say that they had sex? It's like, we are just open and funny. And he was also like, it was kind of awkward for him.
Yeah.
And I thought that he was so respectful to everyone in
thought he
there.
seemed great.
We hung out with them.
He was really great when he was there. Everyone really got along
We
with
hung
him.
out with him the whole derby party. We hung out during the day the whole time. We hung out like the whole dinner with them. He was there for 2.5 days. So then when he left and people were like, he didn't spend enough time with us, and they were agreeing with Luke, who, don't get me started on that awkward conversation, he was like touching my face and stuff and being a creepo. And I was just, I lost my damn mind. I was like, wait, you guys had to find an issue with this?
I would get defensive. I would get really defensive.
But
because you're like, I love this guy, and like, let me be happy. Like, I think I would get defensive. At that point, it's the end of the summer. You've been through the mud.
But also, Alyssa, we hung out with everyone. Do you want to lick my vagina? Like, what do you want to do?
Do you want to join us in the bathroom?
Do you want to join us in the bathroom? Also, it is a beautiful master bedroom.
No,
People
it's
don't talk.
gorgeous.
Like, we all would
The
hang out in it all the
gorgeous.
time. It wasn't like a random bathroom.
Yeah.
It's highly recommend going in that bathroom
10 out of 10
sometime.
would go
Okay,
back.
wait. So answer my question. Would Des film?
Well, the thing with Des is he then watched and was like, wait, so I leave the house and suddenly everyone has all this shit to say about me.
Yeah.
And he was just like, this is so petty. I don't even have to do this.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, he's not. And then, like, now Kyle and Amanda are talking about how they think, and Luke saying that Des is using me for fame. And it's just gotten, like, he's like, get me out of this shit. This is bullshit.
If you're saying you didn't have sex in their bathroom, which I believe you, why are your co-stars still going around on Watch What Happens Live and perpetuating that you had
Why
sex?
do you think this whole season was like how it was?
I think a lot of, look, like, God, I'm not saying this in like a bad way.
Yeah.
No one really watched Summer House. Like, people really haven't started watching it. And I would say this past summer and the summer before. Like,
quarantine kicked
yeah,
it
like
off.
not that many people watched our show. And now I feel like everyone's going on podcasts. Everyone's getting interviews.
Yeah.
People are like getting bigger. People have their favorites. And I never thought this would happen, but it gets really messy. And like you might say one thing on a podcast, like one sentence, and then that person hears it and is like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then the next time they're on a podcast, they kind of go off. And I think it's just,
Tit
it's a
for
lot.
tat.
Yeah. Now it's like, it's become too much.
What's also hard is
yeah,
when
you're right.
when there's a gang up and everyone like perpetuates one lie, people start believing it.
Well, that's what's kind of making me, I'm like always going to have both of your backs, because the second I meet someone, even if I met them for one fucking second, if I think they're cool, I'm like, I'll have their
Also,
back.
Alyssa, I never texted you anything about what was really going on.
No.
And you hit me up with the truth. Like, you were like,
Well,
I
'cause-
see what's happening.
Because I know you as a human. And like, I'm like, Hannah's not, like, sure, were some of your reactions a little over the top? Sure, but there's other factors involved. And like, I could read through it. Like,
Yeah.
I know. Also,
I mean, just the
I know
fact
enough-
that we were in the middle of a global pandemic, which, like, what the fuck does that even mean? We were like, what's happening? Also, we're in a house for 6 weeks. We're being filmed 24/7. That isn't an insane situation in itself. Like,
Yeah.
we were used to doing weekends where it was like Friday through Sunday, get the fuck out of there.
And then, like,
6
decompress.
weeks to have a camera just watching you, you're like, what's going on? Like,
I mean,
am I okay? Why did I sign
Maybe
up for this?
4
It's a
freakouts
lot.
was pretty good. for 45 days, only 4 freakouts? I mean, my therapist.
You're actually the star this season, and don't you forget it.
I feel like, yeah, it was a lot. I think you guys, listen, it sucks when you get hate. It sucks when
Yeah.
things go wrong. I think Paige hit the nail on the head. Now that everyone's interviewing, like, I just asked, oh, is Luke a narcissist? Like, we're all asking these
Yeah.
pressing
Yeah.
questions. Someone takes a soundbite.
Yeah.
And then it's like World War
But, like,
III.
that's what happened with Lindsay in the beginning of the season, she was mad about a comment I made about season 1 that actually was a longer sentence where I said, like, I love Lindsay, but like in the beginning it wasn't great between us. And then she like didn't invite me to the party. Everyone started to turn against me. And I really think like it's the podcast stuff, it got brought up in the reunion, that's caused like all this animosity. I'm like, guys, I'm promoting the show and I'm speaking like my experience, and you all should too, but like stop lying about me.
Also, and like in the same way that I think Amanda is like such a sweet person, Hannah also, like when she says certain things, I know she's joking. Like she's not being serious. Like she's too nice to be like, I'm gonna say this and like it's gonna fuck you
and
over.
mean
like,
it and damage
you.
you.
So if she says like something where she's like making fun of you or something, that's because she's being funny and like she
that
likes
means I like you.
Like it's just, I don't know, people.
But I have
we're all very sensitive.
But I have learned that like your words have power, and like people have reactions that like are valid.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, people weren't listening to me when I was talking, and then like in a short period of time, everyone's listening.
Now
to me.
they're listening too hard,
and it's scary. But I do think that after watching the season, like, have sex everywhere, like have emotions. When you feel disrespected by a man, speak up. And like I look back and like, yeah, I totally should not have reacted as much as I can, but I hope it was entertaining for people, you know?
Girl, it was. And I don't want to keep you over time because now I'm cutting into your press day, but I need to have you guys on for like a part 2 after the finale.
After the reunion.
So we could actually like dig into stuff more, because like we haven't even talked about your engagement. Like there's so much that I want to dig into.
I forgot about it.
I keep seeing you flash your ring by accident, like you're just moving your hands, and I'm like, I didn't even say anything about it.
Me and you were remember
doesn't it? It's like not real that she has a fiance.
I like forget wearing my ring
I
all
feel
the
like
time.
so much has happened. Like all of a sudden, like guys, I'm like at a desk job. Like I'm like, and crazy. Like Hannah's engaged.
Do you remember when we were at that?
Still flailing.
We're all flailing. Let's be honest.
But it's just like what?
Yeah.
But Alyssa, do you remember we went to that like weird party where like there were like bachelor people, and me and you were sitting, and we were just like, I hate this, and we were both single, and they were the douchiest guys.
And I saw that beautiful man.
Yeah, and then you were in love with him, and I was like, he's terrible.
And you just like were like, whatever.
Oh, that was my birthday party. Yeah, the back of my dress ripped, and actually Amanda brought me shorts.
Yeah.
Wow, how the tides have turned, girls. All right, we'll have to do another one. Thank you guys for coming on. Everyone, you guys know where you can follow them. Like, I mean, they're pretty public.
Can I also promote? I just got some stand-up shows in Long Island, New Jersey, and Buffalo. So go to hannahburner.com if you want to see some comedy.
Buffalo.
I love it. Buffalo, Paige.
You have connects in Buffalo, right?
Illegal, so don't talk about it.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Okay, guys, that interview was a good one. Again, I did not have enough time with them, but it was just so fun to catch up, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you stick around because we are going to do my Ask Alyssa advice segment, and Mackenzie, feel free to jump in if you have any opinions on anything.
Sounds good.
And then stick around because I'm going to spill the tea after, and we need to talk about that Zac Efron picture. This person wrote in and said, "Hi, Alyssa. I love the pod and Facebook group so much. I need some advice. During the pandemic, I got a new job working for the same company but at a different location. When I started, one of my coworkers slid into my DMs and started flirting with me at work, and eventually we started hooking up. I recently got a promotion and now I'm his boss." She called him this kid's boss, which is funny.
Oh my God.
"I also recently found out he was hooking up with me and this other girl at my job at the same time. This kid is also a terrible worker, and I recently had to talk to him about his performance. He got super pissy with me, and I don't know if he thinks I was talking to him because he knows I know about the other girl, or if he knows he's a bad worker. I haven't brought up the other girl to him, and I've just been keeping it professional, but he knows I know, and now he's trying to move out of my department. Any advice?"
Oh, wow. That is like drama. Wow.
Let him move out of your department.
Yeah, like you can't have like your outside relationship and like you're his boss. That like if you didn't work together, that's fine, obviously, but like that's a weird dynamic.
I think it's a godsend that he's wanting to move out of the department because now you don't have to deal with him day to day.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like, girl, just this is a blessing in disguise.
Right.
He's going to move out. You won't have that awkward boss dynamic of him having to question your motives. It's like when someone like sleeps with a professor in college.
Yeah.
Do you get an A in the class because you're sleeping with the professor?
Yeah. And then it's like if people find out, like they're going to talk and they're going to like say things, even if it's not true. Oh, wow. So.
Yeah, I think let him switch. This is a good thing.
Yeah. Also, like, he was hooking up with the other girl. Like, he seems sus. Like, I don't even know if she should be hooking up with him anyway.
Yeah, and you keep calling him a kid, which makes me think you don't even think he's worthy of being called, like, a man.
Right. And she said he's not even a good worker either. So, like, what are his intentions
turn off.
Yeah.
No, get rid of him.
Yeah, done.
You're fired.
Yeah.
No, kidding. You cannot do that.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
But that's the power struggle that's dangerous, which is why you need to avoid that. So that's why it's good that he's leaving.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Ask Alyssa Ghosting Chronicles. I love when they come with like a subject.
Yeah, like a title.
So I need some advice. I seem to be in this continuous cycle of getting ghosted. It happened 3 times this year alone. What happens is that I'll match with a guy, we'll hit it off and start texting/snapping. We'll talk for about a month, have a few FaceTime dates, and then boom, ghosted. It never fails that once I start catching feelings, opening up, and showing more of my personality, I get ghosted. I try to not take it personally, but I struggle with low self-esteem and confidence issues. So after the 3rd dude, I don't think it's a coincidence. I'll take any advice you got. Dating, confidence, red flags to look out for, anything. I found you on TikTok and I've been obsessed ever since. Oh, thank you so much. I get ghosted a lot too, honestly. So I get this. It sounds like yours are like virtual ghostings, not in-person ghostings.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't dated in person in a while, but I used to like get into this pattern where I would go on a first date. The date would go super well. Like we would, in my opinion, but it seemed mutual because they were like, let's get another drink. Let's keep staying out, you know? And then they would talk about the next time I see you and they would pay and then they would offer to walk me home and then I'd never hear from them again. And what I learned is that I used to think they were being such a gentleman for wanting to spend 5 hours of their time with me and wanting to walk me home. Now in hindsight, I think they were liquoring me up, walking me home and hoping I was inviting them upstairs.
Right, yeah.
And when I didn't, they were like, all right, this girl, I'm not going to get in her pants, so I'm out.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So I think that comes with like age and hindsight. And I think even Devin Simone, when I had her on the podcast, the dating expert, she even kind of said, she was like, have 2 drinks and bounce. Like leave them wanting more. You don't, just because you're on a date for 5 hours doesn't mean that indicates a second date necessarily.
Right. Yeah.
So this is a little different because yours is more like virtual, it sounds like, and I get that because we're in a pandemic, but maybe you're giving these people too much of your time. Like, I think you need to set a boundary. It's like, we haven't met face to face yet. I'm not going to give you all of me until, you know, you pursue me.
Right.
And
like save a little bit.
Yeah, like you say you're snapping. Like, is it getting dirty? Are you sexting?
Right.
Like, I think maybe what you need to do is put up boundaries for yourself. I'm just gonna be honest. So I'm the type of girl, I can't go out with someone on a date and sleep with them. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I need to be dating you, invested in you. There's some girls that can, and I'm not shaming anyone at all. Like, if you could do that and be emotionally stable,
yeah, or like detached almost. Yeah.
Yes, that's the word. Then good for you. I can't be. You know, like I'll get my feelings hurt.
Right.
Like if I sleep with someone and then they ghost me, it hurts 10 times more than me not when they come walk me to my door and I say goodnight. It hurts me 10 times less when they ghost me and I don't sleep with them because I'm like, well, you weren't worth it anyway.
Right, yeah, like you don't have any connection.
Yeah, so the same kind of goes for like sexting and stuff. It's like, especially if you're young, because you said you're using Snapchat, which makes me think maybe you're like college age. I think less is more if you're looking for a relationship. If you're looking to just like hook up with someone and have fun, then sex, all of it. But if you are like seriously looking for someone to pursue you, you have to set your own boundaries and not give away too much. And that doesn't mean don't be yourself, but just be like, hey, like I've really enjoyed talking to you. Like, any plans to meet up?
Yeah.
you know?
Right, like get their intentions first, so you're not like putting everything into it, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, never mind, and you put all this effort in for no reason.
Yeah, because guys could just turn it off easier than us.
Oh, 100%.
Like they just have this switch where they're like, I'm done with her, next one.
Yeah, never mind, over it.
Yeah, and then we're like emotionally invested, and it's just not fair.
Yeah.
So, for example, like me not sleeping with people right away isn't because of them or what they think about me. It's to protect myself. Like I do that for me, not for them. So it's like, what could you do? Like what boundaries could you set for you? I hope that helps.
Yeah, I think that's good advice.
Cool. Okay, last question. This one says, hey, first I just want to say how much I appreciate your podcast. I listen to at least one every day until I was caught up, and they helped me find joy in walking. That makes me really happy, I just want to say, because I listen to podcasts and it helps me find joy in walking. So I'm happy I could be that person for you. She said, I gained a lot of weight since last year, and hearing you talk about body positivity with other guests has helped me rethink myself so much. Anyways, I graduated from college last year and have been living at my parents' since then due to the pandemic and not really knowing what the fuck to do. At school, I studied elementary education, and it wasn't until my senior year that I realized it was not what I really wanted to do. However, since I was so close to graduating, I figured I would just push through. Fast forward to now, I'm starting my job search. Do you think it's bad for me to go into something completely different? I've been applying to customer service and recruiting jobs, but I just feel like I'm putting my degree down the drain. Do you have any advice on how I should approach this situation? Thanks. Oh, I have so much. Okay, my initial gut is F your degree. And I don't mean that in disrespect to your degree. College is so much more than a degree. It is like life experience.
Yes, 100%.
Like my degree in college, great. Yeah, it was fine. What I learned from college was so much outside of my major.
Yeah.
It was like living on my own, meeting friends, meeting people from different cultures, being independent. I feel like that's what you take from college. College is an experience. It's not all just what your major is. If you want to work in another field, who cares? As long as you have an income, a job, you could support yourself. That's all that matters.
Yeah. And like also she said, like she just graduated. Is that what she said? So it's like better to realize it now than all of a sudden you're a teacher for a year or 2 years and then you hate it and now you got to start over all again.
I 100% agree. It's like now is the time, like especially going into something like recruiting. That's a great job. I mean, do what makes you happy. When we pick majors in college, we're so young that we don't realize what we even like.
Yeah, it's crazy that they're like, okay, figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life.
At literally 18.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just get lucky if you happen to choose a major that you actually like, which kind of happened for us.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's really rare. Like most people I know started in marketing and now they work in HR.
Right,
or they work in, like, you know, people move around, things switch. You have to be nimble and like do what makes you happy at the end of the day. And I don't think you have to feel like you're letting your degree down if you're not working in the fields that you studied. I think that's completely fine.
Right. And like you said, it's like it's not like you wasted anything because you've learned all these other things in college outside of class. I probably learned way more about like social skills, living on your own, stuff like that from just being in college. Stuff like
I 100%
rather
agree.
than learning like in class, which I learned in class, but
also maybe what you learned is that you don't like elementary education.
Right, exactly. I know that's what people always say. It's like yeah, better to learn it now that you don't like it than in 10 years and you like hate your life.
No, 100 like 100%. I am a firm believer in doing what makes you happy. I always chose the career path that was less money. Like I always chose PR knowing I was going to make no money graduating because I knew that I would be happy doing it. And look what that's led me to.
Yeah.
My own type of success. So doing what makes you happy makes you more inspired to get out there and do what you want to do in the long run.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, guys. That's it on today's advice. Email me advice, questions, or DM me on the Tea with Publyssity Instagram page. The email for submitting questions is publyssity@barstoolsports.com. Or like I said, if it's easier to just DM me on Tea with Publyssity, start the DM with Ask Alyssa so it stands out to me because I need some more submissions and I absolutely love connecting with you guys in this way. And then also you could always join the Facebook group. It is linked in all of my bios. And you guys know what time it is. It is my favorite time. It is time to spill the tea. Okay, guys, before we spill the tea, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite aspirational lifestyle beverage brands, Cintron World. They have a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages, premium bottled water, and revitalizer shots. What I love especially about this company is that the brand cares so much about mental health, and they're always DMing me, telling me how much they love that I talk about mental health. And I think it's so cool that a company supports the same values as me. They are fashionable and functional. The design is super sleek and super cute. You could check out their stylish brand design with the crown inspired by the Miss Africa beauty pageant and the cool bottle designs. If you are looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, and vitamin B complex without the junk, crash, or aftertaste, Cintron is your top choice. Follow them on social media at Cintron World to see all the fun, fashionable, and inspiring things that they are up to, from empowering women to supporting entrepreneurs. You could find them at hockey games and charity polo events. Buy them online at cintronworld.com with promo code Alyssa20. Save 20% off and shipping included. Cintron is more than just a beverage, it's a lifestyle, and Cintron doesn't just fit into your lifestyle, it enhances it by encouraging you to look and feel great. Drink it and live it with Cintron. Okay, guys, let's spill the tea. We need to talk about Zac Efron, the love of my life, the one and only, the man that my heart desires. I have loved that man since Summerland.
Yeah.
A show that he was in with Aunt Becky from Full House. What's her name? I'm blanking on it.
Lori Loughlin.
The college admission scandal.
Yes.
They were in that show together. Jesse McCartney was also in that show. Zac Efron was like this little cutie with this gap in his tooth. He was like 8. And like I was 8. And I was like, I love him so much.
Love of my life, yeah.
Like since then he went on to High School Musical, and I loved those dance moves and the singing and like the skater boy hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've just loved him forever. He's my number one. And like the internet is coming for him, and I'm not okay with it. Guys, you know I defend Chloe when she gets called out for filler, Botox, whatever. It is the same for a man.
Right.
Like it is not okay to shame a man or a woman. Just because he's a dude doesn't mean we could like be more aggressive in the way we're talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, does my dude look a little different? Maybe. I still like him.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's gorgeous. And someone in my Facebook group made the best comment ever. They were like, he's still way hotter than anyone we're seeing on the apps.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. Or anyone that's like commenting on his looks.
Or like anyone we're seeing on the street.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's so hot.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. So I love him. And I mean, someone made the best TikTok. She was like, must we not forget that Zac Efron had jaw surgery a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe something's going on with swelling there.
Right, yeah.
Also, he admitted on his Netflix show that he suffers from body dysmorphia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like people in the public eye, they get ridiculed with everything they do. Like maybe he's just like not feeling his best and he wanted to get a little plump up.
Right. And like, who cares? Why do you care so much? It's not your life. Just let these people do what they want to do.
I know. And I just feel so bad because he's probably like so embarrassed.
Right. Yeah. And I also feel like that picture was very exaggerated almost. Like I feel like the angle,
like
whatever the coloring
weird...
was. Yeah. It's probably not as bad as that one picture looked.
I think he's perfect.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I used to be one of those people that I was so obsessed with him that, you know, you convince yourself that you could date your celebrity crush.
Oh, yeah.
Like you really believe in your head. You're like, if I go to the Justin Bieber concert wearing this like Justin Bieber t-shirt, he's going to see me and fall in love with me. I love seeing people's TikToks about that.
Oh, yeah, it's so funny.
I used to genuinely think Zac Efron would date me, like if he met me.
Right, and like you could play it cool, like you're just one of his friends. 100%. Yeah,
because in my head, I'm like, he likes girls with like dark hair and dark skin, like he dated Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
Like this is like what I've told myself my whole life. I still believe it deep down. And I used to not publicly talk about my love for him because I was like, if I ever meet him.
Yeah, you're like, just in case.
He can't find my old tweets that are like, I stan Zac Efron. So I used to never publicly admit like how much I loved him. But now I'm a 30-year-old adult and I realize like I'm probably not marrying Zac Efron.
Right, unfortunately.
So I'm just going to put it out there. Zac, if you happen to see this, I'd love to go on a date, but
maybe one day.
Like, who's going to date a fan? Like that's why I would pretend not to be a fan.
Right, that's the thing. Like you always say in your head, like if you ever met your celebrity crush or just any celebrity, you would act cool in front of them as if like you don't really know them or like playing it cool, which is what you would have to do.
But like in all fairness, I know nothing about him. Like
True.
I just think he's hot.
True.
Like I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, your favorite color's blue. And you grew up in.
Like you're not like stalking his life.
No, like I think there's fans, like you're hot, and then there's like fans
obsessed.
Where it's like you were born in this hospital on this date.
Oh yeah.
Which
that gets creepy.
Fucking creepy. Okay, and then while we're talking about body shaming, because I feel like that's all I spill the tea on, Stephanie Pratt is a monster.
Oh yeah.
And I don't say that about many people, but she did Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt dirty. Mm-hmm. So Heidi has talked about wanting to have a second child, and I know she had a really hard time after she had her first son, Gunnar, I believe his name is, because she just like wasn't sleeping and she's been under stress and whatever. I think we're going to see it play out on the hills. That said, Stephanie Pratt and Spencer, they're always feuding. And Stephanie posted a picture of Heidi on the beach with her cute body. Like she had like a little tummy, but like way less than my tummy. And Stephanie posted it and was like, congrats Heidi on the pregnancy, and then posted a picture of Spencer with like a beer belly as well, being like, oh, I wonder what my brother's having. Like what a bitch.
Like what? It's literally your brother.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
And like everyone's like congratulating Heidi, and then Heidi and Spencer were like, we're not pregnant.
Yeah.
Or like I don't think they are. I think honestly it was just like her being a bitch.
Like
but let's just say they were. It's not your fucking news to share.
Right, exactly. Especially if they haven't said it yet.
Yeah, like it's so rude, and she was just doing it to be like bitchy, I feel.
Mm-hmm. It was like so passive aggressive.
So passive aggressive. So rude.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing I want to spill the tea on. Have you watched The Circle?
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Okay. Oh, wait. I think we talked about this a little on another episode, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Do you know they all flow into each other? Did I say that I was going to be on this season of The Circle?
Wait, no.
Oh.
What?
I mean, I wasn't chosen,
You're like
but
close, yeah.
So there's very few reality shows I would ever go on at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'd want to go on a show that's centered around like dating and like hooking up on TV and getting drunk. Like I think at this point, that's past. What I like about The Circle is that it's just like you in a room and yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like be hooking up or cursing or being,
like dramatic.
Yeah. You could just be yourself. So I saw the casting for The Circle last year, and I sent in an audition tape. No, I didn't even send in an audition tape. I filled out a form.
Yeah.
And they called me, and then they scheduled a FaceTime, and then they scheduled a recording, and that recording, all the casting was being done virtually because of COVID.
Right.
So that recording then was being presented to the Netflix executives. Like I made it to the final round.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I like never talked about this in case I ever want to try out for like a future season.
Yeah, true.
But I think those days are past. But so then I made it to the final round where like the next step was Netflix signing off on me to go on the show.
Wow.
And yeah, I never got it.
Oh my gosh. I agree too. Like certain reality shows, I always say like I want to go on The Bachelor, but at this point it's just a joke.
Yeah.
But that show is just so like I talk to myself anyway. Like I'm in my
it's
room
fun.
just like dancing around, and like you could just be yourself. No one else is looking at you.
That's how I felt. Like I was like, this is the kind of show I could go on and not like embarrass my family.
Right. You don't even have to be yourself if you don't want to be.
Yeah. So I was going to play myself. My whole pitch was like, I wanted to break like the stigma of you, like if you work in social media that you're not smart or that you're vapid.
Right.
Or like I wanted to try to go in and be intellectual and intelligent, and that was like kind of my shtick.
Yeah.
But this is the thing with, because I've done a few castings at this point, guys. I've like, it started in college. Like I've done The Real World. Like a lot of things I haven't followed through. Like I've tried out for The Real World, got a call back, ghosted. Tried out for The Bachelor, got a call back, ghosted.
Yeah.
But the ones that I've actually talked to producers for, like a few shows, I just don't know if I'm cut out for reality TV, because they want you to, and like specifically shows like Big Brother or The Circle. Yeah. When you're in the casting process, they want you to bring the energy. And if that's not you, it comes across very forced. Like they'll be like, okay, I want you to look at the camera and be like, I'm Alyssa Amoroso. I'm an Italian from New Jersey and I love to party.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. You're like, I've literally never said those words in my entire life. Why would I do that?
And then you like say it and they're like, okay, now do it again with more energy. And in your head, you're like, but I'm not going to be this way on the show, because like that's not who I am. Yeah. So like you start to feel very produced, because like even you could see on this season, what's his name? Who's the pop culture guy?
Oh, Courtney.
Yeah.
I love him.
Even, you know how he's so animated?
Yes.
Like, he's perfect. He probably killed it in his casting.
Right. Yeah.
Because, like, he'll get a text message and be like, oh my God, text message.
Right. Yeah. And that's just, like, genuinely who he is.
That's who he is. Like, they wanted me to do that. And I'm like, I can't put that on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really hard to get picked for a show like that, because you need to have a special personality type.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But, okay, who are you rooting for?
Okay, I actually really like Courtney. I'm not all the way caught up, because they like come out weird, so I think I'm 2 behind.
They come out on Wednesdays.
Yeah, and I didn't realize they come out 4 at a time. And so I'm like 2 behind of the ones that are like out now, but the new people just came in.
I see.
Kat and I forget the guy, Mitchell, I think his name was.
Yes, Mitchell. I think that having fake Lance Bass was the stupidest thing they could have ever done.
Yeah.
It actually kind of makes me like annoyed with producers, because it's like everyone knows that's not actually him.
Right.
And it's like, what for what?
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. Like, and I think it's so funny when some of the people don't even know who he is. They're like, oh, who's Lance Bass? I'm like, how young are you? Like, even I know who he is.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, so it changes who you're rooting for, like with every episode.
It really does, yeah.
So you're rooting for Courtney now. That might change.
Yeah, okay.
Is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on now, I feel like.
Who I'm rooting for currently, which really changed, because in the beginning I would have said completely different people. The first episode I loved Tara Alicia.
Yes, me too.
I'm like, this girl's so intuitive. She's got such a grip on everything. And then she like, it kind of backfired.
Yeah, she really did, yeah.
Now who I'm rooting for, I really enjoy River.
Yes. Wait, me too. I'm obsessed. Just every time they cut to him, he's like, the other day I was watching, he was just like eating cereal on the couch. Like, this is the cutest man of all time. I love him so much, and he's so genuine.
And I feel like he's playing himself, even though it's a catfish profile.
Yes. Yeah. Like, he plays it up to the character, but it's still him.
Yes, that's how I feel. I actually kind of love Trevor.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
Because it's just like, I don't know. I think it's kind of like dirty what she's doing
from
like a 100%. Moral standpoint.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's so funny.
But she's like you could tell she's just like, I don't know. She's funny. She's also kind of being herself, which is getting her in trouble, because they're starting to pick up on the fact they're like, Trevor's too nice.
Yeah, exactly.
And at first I really didn't like Chloe, because I was just annoyed that they brought in someone from another show.
Yeah.
But I actually think she's like a great television personality.
Oh, 100%.
And
she's crazy.
I think she's playing the game really well.
Yeah.
So I think those are like my front runners. I do like Courtney still. I don't know. Like, you never really root for the newcomers to win, because you don't feel like they earned their dues.
Yeah, like, I feel like Lance or whoever, I honestly forget her name, the assistant, like, she hasn't done anything really to boast herself. So I'm like, I don't really care about you.
Because it's like, we know you're not Lance.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I also feel like that's an indication of the fact that she doesn't go far, because they like aren't even putting her in a lot.
Yeah, like, she has completely been edited out.
Yeah, so I love The Circle. If you guys aren't watching it, you totally should. It's one of those shows where like the first episode you're like, what is this?
Yes.
The second episode you're like, and then by the third you're like, I'm hooked. I'm trying out.
Yeah, it's like I feel like every TV show I watch nowadays, I'm always on my phone, so it's just background noise. But this one, I am genuinely locked in, ready to pay attention, because you have to kind of read what they're texting.
Yeah, you're right.
And like hear what they're saying to get the like alliances and relationships and stuff. So I'm just not on my phone, and it's so nice because I'm just like, I'm so focused on this show.
So I got the email for the casting for next season.
Oh my God.
Do I apply?
Like, yes.
This is the
Maybe
thing.
Maybe I'll
like,
apply.
It makes me kind of wonder, though, because I'm like, I don't really see someone like me on the show, like my typecast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so hard because with shows like that, they're so specific with who they pick because they want to pick diverse people. They want to pick people of different ages. So for you to be the one white female 30-year-old is so hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's only one.
Right.
There, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like a man, there's a gay man, a black woman, a white woman, like, you know, they have to switch it up to, it's kind of like Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like they typecast everyone and there's only one chance to get that slot.
Right, yeah.
So it's tough.
Wow. I
okay.
would literally die to be on that show. It'd be so, I feel like it would be just genuinely so much fun.
So, but I was listening to Joey Sasso, the winner from last season.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
He put out a tweet and he was like, you don't understand how crazy we go because we don't have any TV. Like, they can't watch TV or text or do anything.
No, yeah.
So he's like, all we have to do is talk to each other.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, that I'd go insane.
Do you think they talk all day and have a lot of conversations we don't see?
I don't know. Because I feel like yes, because I think all reality shows are like that. There's so much that we don't see. But yeah, I wonder how much of it is them talking.
Let's interview someone when this.
Oh my gosh!
When it's done.
Yes.
Okay, we got to bring someone on.
That would be awesome.
Maybe we can get Chloe. I know she does press.
Oh yeah, because she was on Too Hot to Handle too. She's wild. I love her.
I really like her. She's only 21.
That is crazy to me, and I love how every new guy that comes in, she's like, "Ooh, like I'm in love with him. I'm gonna marry him." And I'm like, "This is how every girl thinks." I think sometimes, but we're just not outwardly crazy about it. But she just doesn't care.
I love it. So no, but like, okay, sorry guys, I keep talking. I keep
I know,
trying
so
to wrap this,
I'm
but
like,
then no. Okay,
I love this show. So
one
much.
more thing, I love when it makes me feel so awkward when people are flirting with someone they don't know is a catfish.
Yes.
Like her loving Trevor.
Oh my God, it's so funny. She's like, I think I'm in love with him. This is great. And then Trevor, or I honestly forget their real names.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
So funny. Or the Emily.
Oh, Emily.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna have to do some flirting.
Yeah, Emily, like that person cracks me up.
Sometimes I hate him, and then there's like moments where I'm just like, this is the funniest person ever.
It's so guys, what a show.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Would you go in as yourself or a catfish?
I don't know. I think I would honestly just go in as myself because I would mess up the catfish. Like I would immediately
blow
do
your
something
cover
to ruin it.
Yeah.
And it just, then I would be totally cover blown. So I think like I would have to go in myself just because I would ruin it if not.
That was my whole thing. Like I was going to be me, but I wasn't going to say that I was a former publicist. Because if they know you're a publicist, like they'll think that you're good at like wording things.
Yeah, like little tweaks I think here and there, maybe a different job title or like different like where you're from or something stupid like that. But yeah, like pictures and personality and everything, it would have to be the same.
Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, guys, that's it for this week's episode. Don't forget, if you haven't left a written review, I would absolutely love if you could join the Tea Tribe on Facebook. Keep DMing me, submit things for Ask Alyssa, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.